better streamer. And I, first and foremost, thank you so much for tuning in, my loves. Thank you for being here. Hello, shout out to absolutely everyone who is a returning friend of mine. Shout out to my amazing friend Angel Moreno who's here. But anyways, you guys, I want to say welcome to Own It. I'm so excited and happy that you guys are here joining me on Tuesday. This is a featured show on the Meet Me platform that happens here exclusively on the live streaming community at 5 p.m. Eastern Time every single Tuesday with me. And you might be wondering, if you're new and you've never seen the stream or the show before, you're probably like, who is this girl? Why is this feature show happening? So let me introduce myself very quickly. My name is Cicely. I am born and raised in Cuba, so I am Cuban. That's why my name is That Cuban Girl, because I'm very proud of my roots. I grew up in Cuba till I was 14 years old, and I went from Cuba to Miami to then Los Angeles, which is where I reside currently. And I have been in the entertainment industry for the last about 10, 11 years. I don't know, I lose track of time all the time, but I started a long time ago. And I started in a reality show that was on the Spanish network Univision a long time ago, and that's what got my whole career started. Then I moved to Los Angeles, continued to pursue acting, which I thought at the time was what I really wanted to do. I thought it was my passion. I got experience on a few sets. I don't know, the show like Westworld, I'm sure you guys have seen it, the first season. I had a little tiny bit part in that, but we were shooting for like 10 days and it was crazy. So I've done a lot of things in entertainment, and I'm still modeling. I'm a runway model, a hair model. But I, hostess. I've done a little bit of everything in entertainment. But only about a year ago, I discovered the streaming community, and it came to my life at a time where I was going through a lot of changes spiritually, and I was trying to figure out what it is that I really wanted and needed to do with my life that would be a passion of mine, something that I would really love and enjoy. And I discovered through other things, right? This is before streaming, that giving back and helping others and sharing my journey with spirituality and entertainment could really help other people. And then that's when I discover my beauty business that I'm a part of, and then discover streaming. Okay, so everything's kind of linked together. And when I discovered streaming, I realized that you guys have been here with me through a very tough time in my life last year. I've only been streaming since August 2022. So it hasn't even been a year and a half yet. I think it's been a little over a year, but I'm really, really happy to be here. I got really blessed and lucky, and I'm so grateful every day that Chris and Zach allowed me to have this feature show here, being such a new creator. And so this show is featured, so welcome. I see a lot of you guys tuning in. This makes me so, so happy. This is called Own It. And the reason I love this show, and we named it Own It, and the reason that we're here is because I believe in becoming the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. And I believe in my own personal experience, okay? And I want you to know that everything that happens on this show is absolutely just my opinion and the opinion of my lovely guests, okay? But we do like sharing our experiences, because I believe that through sharing our experiences, we can help other people. And ultimately, this is my passion, and this is what I'm put on this earth to do, is to share my journey, to elevate others, to empower others through my experiences, whether it's through spirituality or entertainment. And so this is why we're here. But I have also learned that the only way we can achieve this is by owning and truly owning who we are. So I invite you to ask yourself this question every day: who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And through owning who you are, you will be able to grow. Okay, I believe that's the only way. So on Own It, because this is a feature show, I do have to give a couple of disclaimers. First and foremost, thank you all for tuning in. I would really appreciate a favorite because I am on my road to becoming a top batch this year. This is one of my goals for the stream this year. So I totally appreciate you being here. Second disclaimer, this is a feature show, okay? So I want you guys to understand that because it's a featured show, we have a format that we have to follow through Meet Me guidelines and regulations. What are these regulations? Very simple. Number one, no profanity on the show, please, for either in the comment box or with my guests. Let's keep it respectful, high, upbeat, inspirational, and just a high vibe place and a safe place for everyone to be here, okay? And the other disclaimer is that because it's a feature show and it is not a regular formatted show, sorry, stream, I am not allowed to acknowledge each and every one of you guys when you come into the stream like I would on a regular stream, right? So I want you to know my comment box is on. I am looking at everybody joining. I'm looking at the favorites, all the gives. I'm really appreciative, but please don't take it personal when I cannot acknowledge you or answer your questions as soon as you ask them, because I'm just simply not allowed. Now, there's going to be a time during the show where if I see that we have questions coming in related to our topic of the day, then I will, of course, address those. Okay, I don't want you to feel ignored, but I do want to let you know that I can't like address everyone, okay, on this specific show. The other thing I want to let you know is that I now do have a schedule, a stream. What's it called? What? How do I put this? A schedule stream time every week. Okay. So besides Own It, which I've been doing for like a year now, which happens now, Own It, on Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern time. I am now also streaming Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern time or 7 p.m. Pacific time, okay? So Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays, feature show Own It at 5 p.m. Eastern, and Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern. So I do want you to know that that is happening. And last but not least, before I get the show started, last disclaimer is if you see that my name is different at the top, is because I just participated in Angel Moreno's auction a couple of days ago, and someone bid my name change, and I still have 1 or 2 more days to go. So I do want to honor that. So that's why my name is different. Is that Cuban Masterpiece? Thank you, Masterpiece, for bidding for my name. But my name usually is That Cuban Girl. Okay, so you can find me on YouTube as That Cuban Girl. You can find me on Instagram at Cicely Marion, which Emoji J is going to drop it there in a little bit. And with that said, I want to welcome you all to Own It, this feature show here at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on the Meet Me community. Thank you, Doggy. So I want to say thank you to all my friends tuning in. I see you all. I see you. I'm gonna be giving shout outs in a little bit, but I also want to let you guys know that sorry, my nose is itchy. I want to let you guys know that whoever's my top gifter supporter of the stream is going to become my newest bouncer at the end of the show. So I do encourage you and ask you and invite you to stay all throughout the show. And if you want to be my top gifter supporter and help my top batch journey this year, I so appreciate you. You're going to become my newest bouncer. And with that said, I want to let you in on what you can expect today on Own It, okay? So every single day, every single week on Own It, we have a topic of the day. And I choose this topic of the day based on my guests' bios and who they are, and also based on, something that I could relate to as well. And because both my guests today are very spiritual, very high vibe people, I decided to make the topic today and share it with them, and they agreed with it. So I'm really happy about that. The role that spirituality plays in a successful lifestyle. And before you click off of the stream, I want to invite you to stay. I do want to say this is a feature show, so we're not here to talk about religion or politics or anything like that. So this is not a religious show whatsoever. I do want to say that these are just our opinions, but I do believe that spirituality, in whichever way you believe in it, whether you're religious or not, it's a very positive thing to practice and to take with you in your life. And I just want to invite you to just be open and listen to what we have to share with you today. Um, the only reason I've been able to be a little bit successful in what I do in my life is because I have been practicing spirituality for the last 6 years. And before that, it was not the same, you guys. So I do want to invite you to stick around and listen if you're into this stuff. Then I want to let you know that after I invite my first guest to the show, I'm going to be sharing with you the quote of the day, which, oh my gosh, I read this quote and I just fell in love with it, and I just cannot wait to share it with you. After that, I'm going to have my second guest jump in the stream from our questions and talks. And then after that, I'm going to be sharing with you the tips of the day. Today, the tip of the day, I have a few, and I really hope that it helps you out, okay? And then last but not least, both my guests, if they're still available, they're going to come back in the box for a final question that I like asking my guests lately. I always ask this question, and I love hearing the answers because it has everything to do with what this show is about. So that is the rundown of the show, no pun intended. But that's what's going to happen. And thank you for being here. I want to acknowledge everyone who's just tuning in right now and say thank you for all the favorites, to Steven, Tone, everyone who's favoring, everyone who's sending gifts and hearts and love. I truly appreciate you. And I want to ask, are my guests here already? I want to ask Uma. Uma B. I never know how to pronounce your name. Ama B. Uma B. Okay, my love. Are you ready? So, everybody, I want to welcome to the show someone who's actually been a guest on the show before. She has an amazing spirit. She's very inspirational, and I just love having conversations with her. Uma is a POF top badge. We have to talk about this. We're going to miss you. But she's a POF top badge and a feature show host. She hosts Uma's Lotus Lounge. She's also, in her real life, the CEO of Lotus and the Light Metaphysical Center. She's a soul alignment coach and an Amazon best author. She has guided over 15,000 sessions in the past 15 years and enjoys social media to share her wealth, knowledge, and experience with viewers. Everyone, please welcome to Own It, Uma.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me, Cicely. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I think we can
Thank
still say it,
you.
right?
I'm so glad to have you back on the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it here. I love what you're doing. I love your work. I'm sad that you're with Meet Me and I'm with POF, but we'll work around it. I'm going to have probably a Meet Me account to come back and do shows and stuff like that. So we'll figure it
Okay.
out. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out. But thank you for being here. I'm super happy that you're here before the whole POF Meet Me thing. So tell me, I know I've introduced you, but for those who don't know you, I want you to tell them about you, invite them to your profile, etc.
Okay. Well, I mean, you did a great job. That's exactly what if anything, I'm a Capricorn. So I work hard all the time. You know what I mean? I work hard. But yeah, guys, I am the CEO of the Lotus and Light Metaphysical Center. I do spiritual stuff. We just had a spiritual reset weekend retreat. That was awesome this past weekend. We do a lot of classes, services that focus on spiritual, metaphysical growth and as well as mindset resets and emotional healing. So I love the experiences I've had over the past 15 years at my center because it gives me a better understanding of why people do what they do and how they move. And spirituality is big, it's huge, and I can't wait to talk about this topic today with you because I think it's something very needed for sure.
So, how did you get into spirituality? How did that happen?
Well, I've always been psychic since I was a child. So I've been talking to spirits. I was a medium, since as a child. But I actually turned to the spiritual path out of religion. When I was growing up, I grew up with a religious background. and I didn't like the early religion I was given, which was Christianity. I was an Anglican for a long time. So when I went to college, I explored. My mother was Muslim, my father was Hindu family. So I explored Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam. I tried them all out. And then I finally decided on the spiritual path because it brought me peace. It wasn't as rigid, it was more flexible. I felt like I had a deeper relationship with Source. And I say Source to honor everybody's spiritual beliefs, whether you call it God, the angels, Muhammad, Buddha, it's all good to me, Source, right? So I liked how spirituality allowed me to have this just like easygoing, just an easier vibe. Everything's just easier. You know, I feel like sometimes in religion, it gets a little too strict, a little too harsh, a little too judgy, you know, people judging people. And I don't like that. I like people to just get along with everybody. So spirituality became like a big part of my life. And I've been meditating for like the past 20 years. So it's a fun place to be for sure.
I love that you mentioned that because I was also Christian, and I think a big part of me still resonates with Christianity, but I'm with you when it comes to source, divine energy, more
Yeah.
than a just one God. Or, and this is not to offend anyone on here, please. You know,
Right.
I respect every single religion. This is not what this show is about, but I really do relate with that because I also found a lot of peace in my journey. And I've only been in this journey since 2017, which is like nothing, like just 6 years.
Right.
And it's been the happiest I've been, the most peaceful I've felt, and it's just a beautiful thing to experience.
Exactly. It gets you out of the rat race. And a lot of us, we don't even know, but we're conditioned to be in the rat race. I like to say this to people when I meet them. Do you realize before you even take your first breath as a baby, it has already been decided your name, your gender, your age, of course, your zodiac sign, your socioeconomic status based off of your parents, your religion based off of your parents, right? Everything has been decided for you. And then you have to spend like the rest of your life trying to undo all of that and really find who you are. So that's what spirituality is for many of us. It gives us the tools, the techniques to take off all that outer covering of who tells us what we are and for us to figure out for ourselves what we are. It's a beautiful thing.
That was a mind-blowing moment. And welcome everybody who's just tuning in right now. I'm so grateful that you guys are here. I see a whole bunch of my friends, King Goober, and a couple of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. This is Own It, your feature show here on the Meet Me platform. And I'm talking to my first guest of the day, Uma, POF top batch. Sad to see her go, but it's okay. Um, but yeah, I that was a mind blowing moment for me that what you just said. I've never ever actually thought about it that way, but
Right.
I do have experience with. I have a friend. I'm not gonna give too many details, but I have a friend whose religion was decided, of course, because his parents or whatever, and he was literally just sharing that with me a couple of days ago. How that created so much confusion in his upbringing, and now that he's an adult, he's undoing all that confusion, trying to figure himself out. And that's not to say that it's a bad thing, but it's just that's what spirituality does, right? Like being in the journey.
Right. Right. And like I actually came to the spiritual path because when I was a very strong Christian. You guys couldn't tell me nothing. I was the most judgmental Christian out there, terrible. And but I remember having this thought because at the time the Christianity that I was following was if you don't believe in Jesus, you're going to hell, right? And I remember having this, I was meditating while I was a Christian, and after meditation one day I had this thought, wait a minute, my mom, my dad, they're good people. So you're saying they're not going to go to heaven because my dad, one, doesn't believe in, he's an agnostic. He doesn't believe in anything. But my mom's a Muslim and she loves her faith and her God, right? And it just hurt me to think that no matter how good these people are, they always help everybody, they always take care of everybody, that they would not go to heaven, but they would also be damned to hell. And that scared me. And that made me start my spiritual knowledge discovery tour, where I was like reading all the books and trying to figure this out. And it really came down to, all the religions are the same. They have the same thing, the same message they preach is the golden rule, which is do unto others as you would have them do unto yourself. That's it. All the other stuff is just makeup, make believe, or whatever, but they all preach the same thing. So that's when I left the actual formalized religion world and I became spiritual because I was like, I want everybody to go to heaven. I do.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So, when it comes to being successful, because you're also a CEO of a center, and tell everybody a little bit more about, do you like, are you a business owner? Because I feel like you definitely have all these things. You know, you said that you guide sessions and stuff like that. So, how has spirituality affected positively your successful lifestyle?
Oh, it's a big key part. When you read books like the Habits of Highly Successful People, right? John Maxwell books about leadership, you will see that most leaders have a spiritual base, whether it's a religious base or a spiritual base or their own spiritual practices. I have a spiritual practice. Every morning I get up, I go and I walk, I go to the gym to move my body, I do yoga, I meditate, I journal, I pray, I do all of this. It's called putting on your spiritual armor. And I do this every day before I come and I meet you guys on streams, or I meet my clients, or I go to my center where, I meet people in person. You have to. Spirituality, this is the best way I can describe it. Spirituality creates a buffer between you and the outside world. So when things happen, you're less likely to react, you're more likely to respond. You're less likely to get angry or worried or upset. You're more likely to have peace at all times, no matter what is happening around you. You're less likely to get involved in other people's dramas and traumas. You're more likely to be alone because you just don't want the hassle. You see what I'm saying? Spirituality helps you stay on track, stay focused, keep minding your business, and just not worry too much about what the outside world thinks of you. It's a really great tool to have if you are really and truly considering becoming more successful in business. And also too, you get these really neat things called downloads. So because I meditate so much, I'll just get ideas. Like today I had an idea to do a certain post and immediately I got 5 clients off of it. And that's how I do my business. I don't really try to force it. I just let it come to me, but it comes from those downloads. Yeah.
100%. And I totally agree and I relate to that because me too. I get a lot of downloads too, like especially when I try to do the show and looking for topics or just in my life in general. But yeah, one of my biggest lessons with spirituality has been to become aware and to respond instead of reacting. And that has been, I used to be very impulsive and reactive. And at least
Yeah.
now, when I catch it, I'm able to catch it and kind of, handle it because I'm aware of it. But I wasn't aware of that before.
Yeah, yeah. And I saw a question about I pray and write at night. Should I change it some mornings instead? Aries, I would say do both. Do both because you see, you do it in the morning. There's a special energy in the morning that yogis know about. I can't remember the Sanskrit name for it, but it's an energy where when the sun is coming in, the dawn of the new day, there's an energy there that's like a manifesting energy. So a lot of us do our yoga or meditation at that time. And then at night, I usually journal and do like some self Reiki or some meditation if it's been a rough day and I don't want to carry that energy into the next day. So I'll do it's like a cleanse, right? But I do recommend everybody start their day with some sort of spiritual activity because it will completely change your life. Yeah.
Yeah, and also there's something about energies where a lot of people wake up at 3, 4 in the morning because everyone else is asleep, and they say that it's better for manifestation or for just your spiritual journey and practices in the morning to not have so many people awake at that time.
Yeah, it is the witching hour, but it depends on why you wake up. For some people, they actually wake up at that time because in Chinese meridians, the gallbladder, right? So people don't eat well, and sometimes it could be like their gallbladder, liver, spleen, meridian acting up, which would cause them to wake up. But for most people that are enlightened or psychically gifted or spiritual, it is the calling hour, as we call it, the witching hour. It's the time to pray, to meditate, to do yoga, to journal, to write down your dreams. You're being woken up to take part of that manifesting energy.
Thank you so much in the comments. Yeah, you're so right, Uma. Well, everybody, welcome to Own It. I want to welcome all of you guys who are here today. Thank you for your energy, for showing up. We still have a lot more to touch on the show. We're just getting started with my beautiful first guest, but I do want to invite you all not to give me love, but to also show her love. Go and favorite her. She is a POF top batch, and as you guys know, Mimi and POF are going their separate ways. But if you are on POF, continue to be connected with her and show her some love. She's the host of a feature show as well. And we're talking spirituality today and how spirituality helps you in your lifestyle, in your wealth lifestyle, right? For me, it's helped me a lot in especially where I live. I live in LA, and it could be very intense. Every 3 months, I already feel like I need to get out of here energetically and go somewhere else
Yeah.
because it's so heavy here. But it's one of those things where it's also a very spiritual city, which I'm lucky about that. So I
Yeah.
do get to go to meditations and have friends who are also spiritual like me, and it's a beautiful thing. And it has definitely changed my entire booking and with jobs, with things, your my mindset. I recommend meditation. I'm still trying to get better about meditating every single day, but I do have a spiritual practice. Oh, I have it over there, but I have a gratefulness journal that actually was gifted to me over the holidays, and I love it. Where every morning you write things that you're grateful for,
I love
you
that.
write an affirmation, and then at night you write what happened that was good during the day and what you were thankful for. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, so do you want me to wait in the comments until you bring me back in, or?
Sure. Yeah. We can yeah, definitely. And then if you're not busy, we can bring you back in a little bit. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Uma, for
Thanks,
being here.
guys.
I'll see you soon. All right, you guys. Well, that was my very beautiful first guest. Sorry if I'm lagging. Am I lagging a little bit? Hold on. Let me get the Wi-Fi on. Let me know if this is better. I had taken the Wi-Fi off because sometimes can mess up with the streams, but thank you guys for being here. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your energy. And so, welcome to Own It. If you're new to my stream, hello. My name is Cicely. I go by that Cuban girl. It's more laggy now. Okay, hold on. Is it better? Oh no, why is it so laggy today? It was fine. Sorry, guys. Well, my name is Cicely, and this is a feature show that happens here every single Tuesday on the Meet Me platform at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I have been in entertainment for a long time, for many years, and basically, the intention with Own It is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness. Wait, you can hear me? Can you guys hear me or no? Can you guys hear me? Yes? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Um, so yeah, this show is about you and I becoming the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. And we do that through having a topic every Tuesday. And also, I have two amazing guests that join the stream that I get to have conversations with, and we get to share knowledge with you guys, right? So I want to quickly, before I continue on with the show, say thank you to everyone who's tuning in. I'm looking at all the favorites, all the hearts. I so appreciate you guys. I'm going to give a couple of shout outs to King Goober, my dear friend, to my admin emoji, Jay. Who else? Savage Dasher, Withering Heights. I hope I said that correctly. Mesh. Hello, everybody. Everyone who's here, thank you for being here. And I want to remind you to stick around for the end of the show, because whoever is my top supporter of the stream is going to become my newest bouncer. I do have a new streaming schedule, which is Mondays and Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, my feature show, Own It, at 5 p.m. So Monday, 10 p.m., Tuesday, 5 p.m., and Wednesday, 10 p.m. Okay. So, hello, Philippines. So, okay, moving on, you guys, I want to share with you the quote of the day, which is based on the topic of the day. The topic, just to remind you, is the role that spirituality plays in a successful lifestyle. And I read this quote and I was like, wow, I love this, love this, because how hard is it to do this? The following. Here's the quote: the spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love. And that is a quote by the beautiful Marianne Williamson. So, the spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love. And I love this so much because a lot of times we as human beings, when we're not aware, right? We act out of fear. Even when we become aware, we act out of fear so many times. And fear is what blocks us from forgiving, which is, I think it's so important. So the unlearning of fear, and this also ties up with what Uma was saying earlier, that when we're born, we already have a lot of things figured, like planned for us. And one of those things, in my opinion, is fear, because a lot of the things that we're born into are fear based. And I don't know what that is for you, but for me, I know exactly what those are. And I'm still figuring more things out. But I do believe also that when we act out of kindness and love, and we truly let go of all those fearful stories and ideas, our life, our inner wealth, it's so much rich. It's so much richer, right? Like we're able to truly live a full life. And that translates into being successful as well and attracting all the good things to you. So I love that quote and I wanted to share it with you guys. But I want to welcome everyone who's tuning in. Thank you so much, you guys, for being part of Own It and supporting the show. I'm going to go ahead and give some shout outs to the top gifters of the stream so far. And I'm going to do number 5, Cindy. Number 4, the Count of Fem. The Count of Emerald. Thank you. Number 3, Withering Heights. Number 2, Just Roar. And number 1, my beautiful guest, Oma B, POF Top Batch. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my loves, for being here. Appreciate you for being here, for your support. And, I want to invite you all to subscribe to my YouTube channel at That Cuban Girl, to connect with me on Instagram at Cicely Maring. It's going to come up in the comments in a little bit because I love, love, love connecting with all of you guys. Yeah, I really love doing this show. I really love sharing the knowledge with you guys. And thank you for your energy being here. I want to say thank you for the favorites. We are on the road to the top batch this year on Meet Me. So fingers crossed for that. First requirement, 5 milli done. Second, 5,000 followers. Let's go. So every favorite really helps. But most importantly, I'm just happy to share my energy with you guys every Tuesday. Now, I is my second guest in here. I haven't seen him. Emoji, is he here? Let me double check. Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. I'm sorry. I thought it was your, because, yeah, okay, cool. Everybody, I am so happy to welcome my second guest on the show. Um, he is a 44-year-old Aquarius, which I love. My moon is in Aquarius. He is an oracle divination reader. He is a murder mystery party creator and author. He enjoys cooking. He's also an admin for Fairy Godmother's show. Everybody, please welcome to Own It, Withering Heights.
Good morning. Good morning from Australia. How are you?
Oh my gosh, you're in Australia. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, that's okay. Hello, everybody.
I love that. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome to Own It. Everybody, please do me a favor and favorite him right now. Give him some love, okay? So I know I introduced you a little bit, but you mentioned that you're an oracle divination reader.
Yep.
How long have you been doing that?
Oh goodness. Since I was a child, so since I was about early teens, I started doing the reading of the tarot cards and the oracle cards. Um, Found comfort, really enjoyed the art designs. That's what drew me originally, was just the artwork on the cards, and then um, just I just felt drawn to study more about these cards, um, and just found I loved them, and just found that they just spoke to me, and they were able to help me speak to other people as well.
I love that so much because that's something that I've also found a lot of comfort in. Every day I draw an oracle, like affirmation. I have a couple of them, and I'm not a psychic by no means. I do it just for myself because I also enjoy it. And like, I do like my little affirmation cards every day. Yeah, so I love that so much. I'm always so curious as to how people get into that and all of it. But so you're a streamer, right?
Uh, I like the admin side of things. I do stream, so I do stream my oracle readings and talk paranormal. I'm a paranormal empath as well, so if people have a problem in their home, I'll go into their home and sense if the spirit is malignant or not good. And if it's not good, I'll help my friends or the clients actually drive the spirit out of the house as well.
Oh
So
my
that
gosh. Okay. That is it always amazes me when people are able to do that. Because when I was little, I used to feel like spirits, but I decided to block it because it used to like scare me a lot. So I just didn't want to mess with it. But
yeah.
so what do you do? I'm trying to figure, there's so many things that I want to ask you, but I'm trying to like figure out what people would like to know on here. And please, if somebody has a question for him, write it in the comment box. But what do you think is your biggest satisfaction when it comes to what you do and helping people with that?
I've always had this need to help people. That's just been in my nature. I think I'm like the youngest of nine, so I think that was my. I was never the best at anything else, but I found that I was the best at helping people. Um, I would say this my spiritual walk is probably has got me through a lot, and as MB kind of said, I grew up in the church as well. Strong with the cards. Also, I do practice Scientology as well on the side. So spirituality has always come to me, and it's just part of me. It's just a part of the whole body, mind, and soul. The free concept of body, mind, and soul. It's just one part that makes me whole.
I love that so much.
Mm.
What can you advise someone that might be struggling with their spiritual journey right now?
One is to My first step is I always pray about it or meditate about it to begin with. Before you speak to somebody else, go direct to the source, whether that is God, energy, goddess, animal deity, whatever you call it. Go to the source directly. Find out what's also breaking the connection. Are you not being your true self? If you're being fake, you're going to kind of get a blockage. So you need to be true. You need to be honest with yourself as well. Um, so first off, connect with the higher beings, and then really connect with yourself to see where your blockage is. Because we all go through these times. My mum passed away. I was very. I also saw my mum when she passed away as well, and that's what kind of opened the door to me seeing other spirits. But just I got some really bad negative comments from people as she was passing. So it's you need to kind of like just see where the root cause is. It's like if you're having a stumbling or if you have an issue, there's something there. So you may not like something because something bad happened to you or someone that you know. Um, your walk. your walk in faith may be blocked because you're not being your authentic self. You're not being honest with yourself. I think that's the root cause.
Yeah, and I love that you're mentioning that because this is something that I talk on the show all the time. Before I had my spiritual awakening, because I've been in entertainment for many years, right? And it could be a very superficial world. And I just was not aware of so many things. And one of the things that I struggled at the beginning with my spiritual awakening was that I started to realize that with many things, I wasn't being authentic in my journey. And to me, that's like the most important thing. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that because it makes such a difference in the way that you relate, the way that people relate back to you, the people you attract to your life. It makes such a huge difference.
That is. And I'm big on that free body, mind, soul. You can go to the gym, you can go eat healthy. That's going to help your body. You can read a book, you can go to college, and that's going to help your mind. But you need that soul connection to have that whole connection, and that is meditating, prayer, um, being the best self you can be. And it doesn't, as I said, it doesn't matter what religion it is, as long as you're being authentic about that as well.
100%. And that's what I love about spirituality is the fact that it's not one thing. It's a compilation of many things all together.
That's that big one. That's what I do on my stream. So someone will come to me for a reading. I'll give them a reading, then they'll be like, "Do you know auras?" And I'll be like, "No, I don't do auras." So I'm like a bit like a general practitioner, where I'll give you the initial symptoms of you come to me. I'll let you know about your love, your career, about your deceased loved one, and if you need to have a help, I'll then pass you and guide you along to someone who more specializes in that area as well. So that's that a connection I'm starting to build up online as well through this app, is finding other people who have other gifts so we can better help heal the whole person.
I love that. So, how did you learn about are you a Meet Me or a POF or?
I am a POF.
So how did you become, I know you said you're not a streamer per se, but you do stream. So how did you start doing this?
Um, I think COVID was a big one. You couldn't go out where I live. We had the harshest lockdowns, so we're only allowed to go out 1 hour a day. So there's only so many movies you can watch, only so many books you can read, and so it's like jumping on stream. I need that connection because there's only so many people you can talk to in my house. It's like I've heard all your stories. I don't know. I need to know more. So by jumping on and streaming, you get to interact with other people. So it stopped me from going in. Literally, it stopped me from going insane.
I love that. I wish I would have found streaming in 2020. Oh my gosh. But it wasn't meant to be for me at that time for whatever reason. But I hear that from people all the time. All the streamers I talk to, they all started in 2020, and I'm like, you are so lucky.
I think it was It was a big blessing because there's a lot of people who were living on their own, and it's just it was just that comfort blanket that people needed to help with their mental health and stuff like that. So while this app does have a lot of dodgy drama, toxicity, it can be a blessing if you find the right people.
100%. I talk about this all the time on here. People say so many negative people, but I'm going to tell you, it's also what you attract and what your streams are about. Because for me, sure, I've gotten a few trolls here and there, but 98% of the people that come to my streams and to my show are so positive, so friendly. And so I think it also has to do a lot with who you attract, but also how you react to the negativity. I think once you give in to the negativity, it just keeps coming back to you.
Yeah, exactly. Spot on. That's spot on.
I love that. Well, do you have any shout outs, anything you want to say before I let you go? Even though I want to bring you back at the end, if that's okay.
I'll be around. Yeah, I saw one of your shows last year, and one also, I loved Westworld. I loved the original, then I got into the series. I love Westworld, so hopefully you enjoyed your time on the production of Westworld as well. It's a fantastic show. If you haven't watched it, really go and watch it. But just a shout out, if you're worried about love, careers, even like your pet may have crossed over on the Rainbow Bridge, if you're really worried and you want someone genuine who's going to do the best to help, I'm always around. If I'm not streaming, you can catch me on this sim in Instagram. I do a lot of my readings off the app as well, but um, as I said, if you really do need urgently, I can give people readings on Instagram. I can jump back online and do it as well. I'm here to support people, trying to get them to better connect with their spirituality and their walk. Because I think the way the world's going, we need more spirituality. We need to get more people on our side to spread the love, spread the light, and yeah. So definitely come by my stream and I'm on. I'm very friendly. And also, as I said, I'm admin for Fairy Godmother. So if you like to tell some truth and tell some fibs, she's available 11 a.m. Sunday mornings Eastern Standard Time as well for people who just want to chill, overthink, and just have a laugh as well. But thank you so
I
much.
love that. Well, I'm so glad to meet you and thank you for being on the show. And I'm going to talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a lovely day. I'll be in the comments.
Of course. Bye. How nice was that, you guys? I love having guests on here. Sorry, guys, this is really bothering me. This little hair. There we go. That's much better. I love having guests on here that are truly inspiring and that are good vibes. I think we definitely need more good vibes on the app. And like he said, right, people who want to help others and be a light in the world. So Maui, this is a future show. So it's two guests that are pre-booked. I guess that's the word. That have already been in the guest list prior. But if you want it to be a show, you can always contact my admin emoji J for a future show. So you guys, thank you for being here. Welcome, 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 welcome to Own It. If you're just tuning in, this is a featured show. This is a featured show that happens here exclusively in the live streaming community of Meet Me, every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time or 2 p.m. Pacific if you're on my side of the world, but 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays. My name is Cicely. I am Cuban. That's why I go by that Cuban Girl. And, I've been in entertainment for a long time. And the reason I have this feature show and I'm so grateful for it is because I believe that no matter what you do, who you are, we can become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. This is the one thing I love about the live streaming community. Thank you so much. I love the fact that it's such a more authentic community. And I'm talking from my experience, right? But everyone's really authentic here for the most part. And everyone we're all normal people that are trying to make a difference and connect with others. And that's one thing that I truly love about live streaming. And I'm so grateful that you guys are here every Tuesday. Also, now I have a set streaming schedule Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So please do come back and say hello when I am able to shout everybody out and address everyone individually, okay? So the topic of the day today on Own It is the role that spirituality plays in a successful lifestyle. And I love that both my guests, we're going to have them back on in a couple of minutes, but both my guests are authors. We have to go into that. I totally forgot to ask them about that. They're both authors, and they're both highly spiritual beings, which I love, and they share their spirituality. And, based on the topic of the day, I have a couple of tips today based on this. Of course, there's so many more, but these are the ones that I could think of at the top of my head that are the simpler ones that really have made a difference in my life. The first one we've already touched on, which is meditation. Okay. If you have never meditated, it's very simple. You can YouTube like a 5-minute guided meditation. That's how I started, with 5 to 10-minute guided meditations. Thank you so much to everyone who's favoring me. I truly appreciate you all. they're very simple. The guided meditations is basically someone in a video telling you, close your eyes, do this, do that, imagine this. This is how you learn how to meditate, in my opinion, if you're not a meditator, but it's extremely useful. My second tip would be reflection, guys. Like, spend time in reflection, self reflection, quiet time. And quiet time and reflection doesn't really mean meditation. It means, for example, for me here in California, I love going to the beach, walking by the ocean, or there's temples here. There are places that are gardens that I love going to, sitting down on a bench, reading my book, or simply closing my eyes. That's reflection, like self-reflecting on our journey is extremely important, because a lot of times most of us are go, 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 go. um, Becoming aware, what we were just talking about this, becoming aware of who we are, the decisions we're making in our life, the mistakes we're making in our life. And then the second step would be taking action on those, because yes, it's good to be aware, but you also need to take action on that awareness, because if you're aware that you're making mistakes or hurting people or whatever it might be, but you don't do an action to right your wrongs or to become better, then you're not really taking advantage of your learnings in the spiritual journey. Then work on your inner wealth, which if you do all these three things I've already mentioned, you already are working on your inner wealth. And I think that having inner wealth is way more important than having outer wealth. Of course, outer wealth is necessary to live in a 3D world, right? Of course, we need money, we need all these things, but I think it starts with your inner wealth, um, and then last two things. Not the one, forgiveness. Learn to forgive not only others, but also forgive yourself, which is really important. And then last but not least, the breath. The breath is so important, you guys. Every time, I have had anxious attachment, and I just learned about this a couple of years ago. But I've had anxious attachment for so as long as I can remember. And now, because I'm aware of it, literally thank you, Hadley. That's so cool that you mentioned that. Oh my gosh. Let's look it up. 333. I love it. Um, with anxious attachment, the one thing that helps me is the breath. If I feel the anxious attachment or the anxiety or something coming up, I simply am not aware that I need to sit down, breathe, and like let it go. And it helps me so much. But, anyways, we only have a few minutes left for the featured hour. So I'm going to invite both my guests to jump back in the box for final thoughts. Let me, where are my guests? Thank you for the favorites, my loves. And don't go anywhere, because I'm still going to be making someone a bouncer and giving shout outs, okay? Hello.
Guys, hi, Weathering.
Hello, how you going?
Good, I'm good.
I've seen her
Oh,
on
I
Facebook,
love that.
but I haven't had a proper conversation with her.
Oh, right. Nice to meet you.
I'm a little bit shy.
I love that so much. So I want to quickly ask you guys about you being authors, and I want you to give shout outs to your books.
Oh, okay. I got them right here. 'Cause I always have them. I have two books. The first one I wrote was called The Awakened Life. It's about what you have, what you can expect with a spiritual awakening. And I wrote it like I would write something and then leave an area for people to journal, and like you can use it like a workbook. A couple of my students, they teach classes and they use this as a workbook. So this is about like things that you can expect when you're going through a spiritual awakening. And then this is my book that I became an Amazon best-selling author for, because it trended number one in like 5 categories and hottest release in 4 categories. And it's Chronicles of a Spirit Walker. And this talks about psychic mediumship stuff. It talks about my growth with the psychic mediumship abilities that I have. Me, you can see the process of me just having it, then me becoming a practitioner, then me becoming the teacher mentor that I am, because I mentor people in the development classes. So, and it talks about my own personal stories. And, there's a lot of makeup stuff in our field, me and Wuthering's field. There's a lot of, fear and you know and Hollywood, you know. And so the teachers were trying to show people that spirit is love, and there's nothing to fear, there's nothing to worry about or panic about. It's all love, and you just have to stay in the highest vibration when you do this work. So yeah, those are my two books.
I love that. Congratulations. Withering?
Um, I dabble in the fiction. Um, One book I can't mention the title because it is a featured show, and it does have a rude word in the title. But another book is called Love Bomb. It is a more of a fictionalized account. I am a cult survivor. I was in a cult growing up. It's a more of a fictionalized. Both those books, the first two, are a fictionalized accounts of my experiences plus other people's experiences who I've interviewed prior to writing the novel as well. And at the moment, I did have a Christmas book I was supposed to release last year. I may get done by the end of this year. It's been very busy. But yeah, do check it out, Love Bomb. If cults and stuff do interest you, it is a good read. It does explore the tactics they use to get people in and stuff like that as well.
I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that, both of you. And last but not least, I want to ask you both a question that I always ask my guests at the end of the show. And that is, what is one thing you can own about yourself that has helped you out?
I like to tell people I'm a reformed toxic woman because I really was a toxic female out here. So I'm actually writing my third book. It's Chronicles of a Serial Dater. And I was that girl that was like the female player, the alpha female, the, you know, use men, kick men to the curb kind of thing. And I just really grew up, you know, and I think a lot of people are unnecessarily hurting people in relationships, you know, because they're not aware of themselves. They don't have any self-awareness. So once I started to develop self-awareness, I started to be kinder to myself, to the people. I started being more, you know, focused on it. So my growth came from being a toxic female to a healthy female, and then showing other toxic females you can do it too. Because a lot of the toxic females are just hurt and or lonely or abandoned. And so I'm teaching women to find that love for yourself, because everybody says it, have self-love, but what does that mean? What does that look like? How do I do that? So that's where I'm working with women to, by using my pain, to show women that they can do it too. Yeah.
I have no comments. I love everything you said.
Have that question again.
One thing you can own up about yourself that has helped you in your journey.
I think at the end of the day is I'm an Aquarius. I'm your typical Aquarius. I love you. I'll be loyal to the core as long as you're loyal to me. And if you step out of line, you're dead. Not literally. I will just, you will see the coldness will be colder than I think at what New York's at the moment. It's like really freezing. It'll be colder than New York. My love for you if you betray me. And I think that has been my mantra. It's like I'm an Aquarius. Don't mess with me.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because I'm a Taurus, Leo rising, and my moon is in Aquarius, and I have always been a very much a Taurus, very much a Leo, and I totally identify. But my Aquarius had not been activated until the age of Aquarius, and now I feel the Aquarius in me.
You know, people with an Aquarius, I'm a Cap Aqua because my birthday is Friday. I'm literally on the cusp of Capricorn. Aquarius starts Saturday, and the last day of Capricorn is Friday. And the Aquarius energy is very hard in relationships. I don't know too many Aquarians personally that are in successful relationships because they have such a strong sense of independence and they don't take crap from nobody. So it's like an Aquarian moon is really, I don't know, I'm curious about your relationship status because Aquarian moons is really like, I can do bad all by myself. Don't waste my time. I don't have time for you.
Well, we can talk about it later on the DMs. I'll share with you. But no, I'm single now. But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Now I'm like this. Now, in the last year or so, since the age of Aquarius started, I'm totally like, don't waste my time. But before then, I was not like that at all. So I think it's very interesting.
I got you. Well, the hubby's calling, so I gotta go. But thank you for having me, and I hope to be on again. And Wuthering, I hope to see you again. Bye,
Happy
guys.
birthday for Friday. Happy birthday.
Of
Thank
course, my
you.
love. Thank you for being
Thank you so
here.
much. Thank you so
Of
much.
course. Thank you. Thank
Stay
you. Have a
blessed.
good day. What a lovely conversation, my loves. I almost forgot that we were in a feature show. That was such a lovely conversation. But guys, thank you so much for being here. We have reached the end of the featured hour, but I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys all showing up, being part of Own It. I'm happy to be back. This is the most turnout that we've had lately on a show. And I'm so grateful that you guys have tuned in and being here. The last few weeks, in 2023, I wasn't really consistent with streaming on my own. I did do Own It, but I wasn't at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So do show up, say hello. Let's have more one-on-one conversations then. Um, it's okay, emoji. But I